What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up? Gonna get some of these new shinies farmed up today, hopefully. I still gotta go through and unlock the Wave 23 starts on a bunch of these maps. Maybe we'll do the summit later on. But still looking for, trying to get my EV dialed in. What up, Dan? Happy New Year to you as well. And I'm looking for power rate accessories for the EV. Just get rid of this stuff that's just a straight nope. That one's arguable. I mean, that one's got super low passive rolls. I just need to get some runs in. So for these guys, we're of course going to pure strategy, massacre hardcore rifted. Going to do Alch Labs on this one, and wave 23 Dune Eater start. All right, let's get it here. This map is pretty easy to overkill. What's going on there, Vingdar? How you doing? Can't remember. I just did a video on this map too the other day, but I can't remember exactly what I did. Was it 3? You know what? I think it may have been 6. Or you know what? I went 2 and 3, and then I think I was using an electric R2 on the sides. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what I was doing on this one. I've been playing around with so many different builds. They all get kind of jumbled together. That seems like ridiculous amounts of overkill there. I don't think that's what I was doing. Let's go back to just the ensnare and 3 owls. For a few ups on that buff beam. Do the same thing over here. I've been playing around with just a ton of different setups. But I think I was doing something like this here. Oh, you know what? Here I put an ensnare and an electric, I'm pretty sure. And then went 5 owls, maybe. Yeah, for sure. It's been getting a lot of updates. I mean, between the updates and hotfixes over the last month, there's just been a ton of stuff. I think this is what I was doing. And then throw a just in case type thing here. And then go 1 blossom here. Yeah, DDA just got a fairly large update. DD2, I'm back around with not really a whole lot to do. It's a downside with something like a new chaos tier. You know, for end game players, it's just not going to provide a whole lot of gameplay. I mean, I still have some things to do. Yeah, but just, you know, most players have one by now. I still haven't found one yet, but to be honest, I don't really care that much. It's definitely an item that will be valuable, particularly after the event ends. But, you know, I don't really have the need for gold, so that doesn't really mean a ton to me anymore. For me, it's, you know, I gotta have something where I feel like I'm getting some form of progression or having some sort of fun. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still things to do in DD2, but this is the freshest new update, is the DDA update. And there's a whole lot of stuff to do in it. Not just one or two things, you know? I gotta do a DD2 stream sometime in the next week, though, to get out the rest of the unclaimed holiday pets. But the things I have to do in DD2 right now are best done AFK. So it doesn't make for a tremendously good live stream. Alright, I don't think I really need to even bother upgrading. Did we take damage? Or no, that's the RS. I think I can just let it fly here. The holiday discount went down fast. I was up for a pretty good long time. And then the Steam sale is still going, I think. Or did the Steam sale end as well? The Steam sale, of course, is determined by Steam. As far as how long it lasts. The in-game stuff, I thought that was still up. I mean, they're all off still, so there's nobody to make any changes to that stuff. I would assume they're all probably going to get back to work on Monday. I'm hoping I get a decent accessory today, too. I'm not going to just farm Alch Labs all day, but it's the spot to farm for the weapons, for the crossbows. I'm still looking for EV crossbows, so I want power rate, ideally power rate as passives and the stat rolls. And both the fused and the non-fused weapon that drop here both offer it. Just let it fly here. This one's going to be a slow runner, but now that I remember the build, I should be able to hopefully get it under 10 minutes. So many mobs on this map. Just feels like it takes so long to run, you know? All right. See what we got. There is the non-fused one. Got the power and rape, but then only got a power roll on the weapon itself. Yeah, that one's pretty decent. That's actually the best one I've found so far. And then what about this? I just cannot get any passive rolls on these fused accessories. Quite a bummer. Let's run it one more time. Oh, that one was 10 minutes even with the slow build. Wow. All right, so we can probably get this one down really, really quick then. Let's see. Not sure what we can get it to. Oops. Did not mean to upgrade the siren. That's all right. Let's see. That, and I wonder, do we even need the beam back here? Part of me feels like that's just completely unnecessary. Let's just go ahead and let it fly. And then I'll just get these upgrades in as the wave is running. Thanks there, Stu. Happy New Year to you as well. Looking good. DDA just had a pretty massive updates too. If you like DDA, you're definitely going to want to dip back into it. Why do I play DDA and not DD1? Because DDA just had a big update, and I want to farm the stuff. I mean, I play all of the Dungeon Defenders games. Today, it's DDA day. I mean, there is no rule anywhere that says you're only allowed to play one game. You know? If that rule ever becomes a thing, it's probably the day I stop playing video games. The spider dump at the beginning. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to mix it up, especially if you play all these grind games. And that's, you know, I wish, to be honest, I wish I didn't. But that's just the games I end up liking. You know, Dungeon Defenders games, Path of Exile games, or just all kinds of different ARPGs. It's kind of the games I enjoy the most on a day-to-day basis are all grind games, and it kind of sucks. It'd be nice if you could just play through a game and enjoy it. But then on the same note, the games that you do just play through, do maybe some super light farming and then move on to another game. Those games, you know, you end up only playing for like 100 hours or 200 hours or whatever. You don't get thousands of hours of play out of those types of games. I'm actually going to be starting a fresh start series in Dungeon Defenders 1 here pretty soon. Within the next week or so, at least, at a minimum. I've never really had a true fresh start in DD1. Even way back when I first started playing it, I had friends that had been playing it for a while get me into it. And that, of course, means I ended up getting carried through the, like, super early game experience. I just skipped it. I want to get a couple of temple runs in today, too. Hopefully I find another decent weapon here pretty quick. If so, actually, I got 2 weapons. Now, that would be a fairly large stat gain for my EV. Breaking into Nightmare on DD1 solo is a pain in the butt. Well, I am about to experience it. I broke into Nightmare, but like when I first started playing DD1 way back when, the guys that got me into the game were farming insane mode at the time. So I kind of started right off in insane mode. Ah, shit, I forgot to switch heroes. That's alright, we'll still get the power and fort. Man, really good passive rolls too. That's not really what I want. Range and defense, another bum relic. And then that one rolled transcendent, so that one's just a bummer altogether. Boo! Alright, 8 minutes, that's pretty good. Let's run this one more time, and then I'll swap it up and switch to a different map. I really need to remember to get these buff beam upgrades in as soon as I place them down. You know, cast rate is probably a pretty good choice for the EV as well. But, I mean, for the most part, I just want to stick to power and rate for the moment. When I get Supremes, I'll probably go power rate and cast rate. Yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff then, Stu, for you. There's builder pets, there's builder weapons, there's super high-end builder pets that drop in survival wave 350. You got yourself a good bit of entertainment when you do decide to dip back in. There will be plenty of stuff for you to knock out. All right. Just let it fly here. Well, maxed out is going to be an entirely different thing now. Maxed out now, you're going to be in the low 20,000s for stats, or high teens with a tremendous amount of percent damage. Oh, the fishbowl is such a great starter builder pet for sure. I remember farming the crap out of those. I still to this day can only do the little secret with the video game thing right. I can only do it right on a summoner for some reason. You want to go to campaign for the runes now, Jesper. I don't remember what map it drops on, but they're very runes are super easy to get now. Like players are saying, you can farm every rune, a godly version of every rune in the game in like 4 hours now. The mini game is just, it's one of those you gotta, once you get it down, it becomes way easier. Like once you figure out how to do it your first time, like I'm way out of practice now. There was an issue with the when they first started updating again with rune drops, so they moved rune drop locations to campaign, and they're super easy to get. Like if you're doing Massacre Hardcore Rifted campaign, you're guaranteed to get 8 out of 8 rune, or really close to guaranteed to getting an 8 out of 8 rune out of the victory chest for the campaign. You just got to go to the right map. I did a video on it, and it's pinned in my Discord server of where all the drop locations are. Like if you're looking for the Siren Rune, I can look real quick for you. Let me see. Let me see. Flaming Owl. Where is the Siren Rune? Do. Can't remember what it's called. I'm sure I'll see it. Scrolling through the list here. Yeah, it's on the temple. It's a 15.8% chance to get it on campaign. There's basically 3 runes that will drop: Paralyzing Smite, Exploding Aura, or Reflective Screech on the temple. But you'll want to swap over and do it on campaign mode. And it's a 15% chance to drop. But the thing is if you're doing it, you know, Massacre, Hardcore, Rifted, etc., it's going to be godly. So, I mean, in theory, you're going to have it within, say, 10 runs or whatever. Unless you end up just going through a juice bags tier streak of incredible bad luck. And then if you want a lower quality version, do it on Nightmare difficulty. And that, you know, like if you don't have the rune at all. Well, I mean, there's always going to be a rune dropping. It's just going to be one of those 3 runes. But like I said, people that didn't have any runes have gone through and gotten a godly rune of every type within about 4 hours time. But you have to be on campaign for them. No survival, no mixed mode, no pure strat, none of that. Got to be campaign. All right, be there, be there, be there. Yeah, I mean, for the reflective screech we're talking about. So yeah, you do Massacre Hardcore Rifted. Thanks for following there, Jack. That is not it. This is the one, but that one turned out like trash. It sucks too, man. The really crappy rolled Transcendent ones are the only ones I get with percent damage on them. I'm going to want percent damage ones for my PDS. Fort Power. That's a bummer. All right, one more. Let me do it one more time. I'll switch map after this one. Side Tech with the sub. Thank you so much, Side Tech. Why are my alerts not working? They not turned on or something? Yeah, they're turned on. Let me restart them all. But thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. 80 months, good lord. The game's got a ton of updates over the last month or so, Proggy, yeah. Well, everything is targeted drop locations, so you basically want to farm the map that drops the items. Chief, with the gifts, gift memberships, thank you. You basically want to farm the locations that drop the thing you want, and always do the highest difficulty. So, if you want to just chill and play AFK, then do survival mode. If you want to get the best potential piece, then you want to do mix mode. And then if you're looking for like the tower weapons, you have to. They're only pure strategy. Twinkie still has you by 20 months? Yeah, Twinkie's crazy, man. Twinkie's been around forever. Thanks again there, Chief. I do appreciate it a ton for all those gift memberships. Oh, wow. The super chat as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Forgot to switch to the summoner, not getting versatility right now. That's half the fun there, Stu. Oh, and then all the Arcanist pieces are in the game now, Stu. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. If you haven't played DDA in a while, you can easily get a couple of 100 hours of entertainment out of what's come in the last couple of months. I mean, there's just, you've missed several updates, Stu, so you're going to have to go back through and look through the updates and see what all you missed out on. You're going to want to move some stuff around before you get to farming the new stuff. And since there's all 4 Arcanist pieces now, Arcanist works a little differently. Than it used to. Let's get on the summoner and get that versatility bonus. I might do a couple of mixed mode keep runs too, which I'm so burnt out on. If you look at the last, say 3 years or 4 years, or just look at my overall play in Dungeon Defenders Awakened, I without a doubt spent more time on the keep than doing literally any other thing in the game. So I'm kind of a little bit bummed that we got to go back to the keep to farm more, but I mean, I understand why. The keep and the temple are kind of the two milestone maps in the game, so they want the good stuff. You have to hit X there, Chief. When you have your image, I'll show you here in a minute, because I'm about to get a badass weapon, and I'm going to have to equip both of these on my EV. Optimism. See, optimism. But yeah, if you hit, while you have your inventory open, if you hit X, it will swap over to the other slot on your EV, the other weapon slot. Well, yeah, I mean, that has to happen at some point. You know, right now the temple boss is just completely cheesable. There's supposed to be a mechanic, you know? Right now it doesn't have a mechanic. You just blast it. Yeah, they're working on a new roguelite survivors type game called Defenders of Etheria. They ran a Kickstarter for it last year and had like a demo last year. The demo was... The game has changed a million times over since the demo, from what I understand. I haven't been on to play the new version. Mr. Lorenthal, what's up, man? How you been? If you look down below, let me look here in just a minute. You may have rebound X to something else. Nasty chest infection. That sucks. Oh, there, Mr. Lorenthal. Let me see. Let me get through this wave and I'll look real quick. Alright, so on your EV, you see, or it's J, not X. J swaps weapon by default. And you see it goes back and forth between the two slots. X is DD1. Yeah, you can get fused 1, 2. You can get all 4, but then you lose the builder bonus. So you didn't necessarily make a mistake selling all your gloves, but on the same note, if you have any good gloves, you want to keep them just based off of how the system works now. Because it locks out other slots. Well, we got defense damage and range. That may end up going on my PDSer. Or, you know, maybe I'll end up going defense damage. Got bummer rolls on that one. What about my fused accessory? But man, all I get is the same thing over and over again on these. Alright. Well, I said I was going to mix it up, so let me... Although I need to run this map 10 more times. Let's head out to Tavern. And we'll play a different map. Yeah, I just did a video on itself. It's low-key confusing. But, like, the warden is who I'm going to go through for first. And what I want is fused roots, fused wisps, fused blossoms, and fused sludge launchers. So basically you pick one item on a hero that you don't want. Like, I don't care about fused shrooms. I've actually got fused shrooms now. So what I'm going to do on my warden is I'm going to wear a helmet, an Arcanist helm, Arcanist chest, and Arcanist boots. And then I'll use a primitive pair of gloves. And by doing that, that will give me all of these defenses fused. Another route to take is I could put a non-fusion set of gloves on for the stat, the stat increases on them, since the stats are going to be higher on non-fusion gear. And then use a brooch to fuse slot number 5 for the sludge launchers. So, like, for me on my warden, I got 2 choices. But I want to do something with this guy. Let me clean out some of this junk. All right. So, what I'm looking for on my EV is power and rate. And I had that one. So I'm going to put that one in a slot. And then I'll swap to my other slot. And I think that one is the next best one I have. And then I want to upgrade these guys. These, of course, are not ideal rolls, but they're rolls nonetheless. And then got my EV at 19.8 thousand power now. I'm curious. Let me see something just for science. What was my old EV stats? 17.2. So, without the Rune factor in, we're 106.31. See what kind of a gain I get by equipping those. Not much. 4%. I mean, 4% is 4%, but it's only 4% for God's sakes. Let me just dump all this stuff. I can look through it all later. I guess I could have just selected all. Transfer. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, I mean, 4% of a big number is a decent number, All right, what do we want to do next? Let me take a look at the patch notes, see what weapon I want to... I think I want to go for a pole arm on pure strategy, the keep. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm not sure what the optimal build is to do on that map. Or not the keep, the temple. Always gotta... The toggles are not on properly now with the map you did last, so always you gotta make sure you check your toggles. Of course, we have no bonus difficulty on this one. Alright. Now, how do we want to do this? When I did it for the... Well, I'll show you guys what I did for getting Wave 25 and Dune Eater difficulty unlocked. As I just did this. I'm not sure this is going to be optimal. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be optimal, to be honest. But this is what I did. What did I do? I think I put 1 owl and then 2 blossoms. And I crossfired the blossoms. And then threw a buff beam on all of it. Not 100% positive, but I think that's what I did. Let's get our zoomer on. Super zoomer. Yeah, it's not going to be a matter of what will beat it, but a matter of what will make it run faster. And this is not ideal. I don't think. This is going to run super slow. We'll have to see. Blossom there. Actually, this one I kind of want to turn a little to make sure it's hitting the copters. Something like that. Then that leaves me 70 for the main area. I think we'll go... You know what? Let's put the roots in first. And then... Well, let's throw a few owls here. I think we can probably fit 3 of them in. I don't remember the DU on this map. So just kind of winging it. This isn't exactly what I did, but this is going to be similar to what I did to get the Dune Eater unlock. We got 1 head on. We got 1 like that. We got 1 like that. Alright, I got a lot of DU left over, so I had to have missed something. I don't know, let's just let it run like this and see what happens. $8K stats is generally considered the minimum to do it, but it will be very, very sweaty, Vextile. It's going to be possible at 8K, but it's going to be a challenge at 8K. Remember, too, that you can always, like, get over the hump by doing some Ancient Dragon bonus waves. You know, it's real easy to want to skip all of the different progression tiers. generally speaking, you can skip the first two. Like, you don't have to worry about Demon Lord bonus waves or Goblin Mech bonus waves. But doing Ancient Dragon bonus waves is going to make doing or getting Lichen King bonus waves unlocked much easier. You know, it's easy to try to want to skip that level of progression, but it will make for a smoother experience if you don't. I mean, not that you have to. You can skip it, but it's going to be more of a struggle. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's nothing ever wrong with trying. So definitely give it a whirl and see what you think, you know. The best answer to everything in every Dungeon Defenders game is try it out. You might be pleasantly surprised and end up just wrecking it, you know. You know, maybe I ended up putting another row of blossoms in. That would be another 18 DU spent. I'm not sure what I did, to be honest, on this one. I don't remember having 30 DU left over. And I mean, so far, this seems kind of good enough, you know? Get this upgraded. Will probably help out quite a bit. For that last resort slow. Yeah, this is pure strat here. That's the only place you can get the tower weapons. So you have to do pure strat to get them. Yeah, see, it's a lot of wasted time on lanes like this by not spawn camping. I feel like I'd be better off having an Ensnare Aura moved up and just like throw owls, like 3 owls right here. It's a long way for these guys to run, you know? And like this is just the dream, the absolute dream of a bowling ball lane. These 2 side lanes here. The electric R is not doing anything, as nothing's making it close enough. I almost think you could do this map with just beams and a few owls and ensnares and not really worry about anything else. On pure strategy, anyway. And then I definitely encourage people to set their summoner up for pure strat. There's 15% versatility pets now. These fused demon lords are some of them. Just one of the choices. So that's making, that's 30% versatility just from these 2 pets. And then we're not actually building anything on the summoner, so I don't care about the summoner's stats. So on the accessories, I got move speed on every accessory, just so you can get around all the maps quicker. Yeah, I feel like you gotta spawn camp on this one. It just, you know, it's gonna be like double the runtime here, not spawn camping. Versatility is the builder bonus, so every... I mean, for me playing solo right now, every defense on the map is getting a damage increase based off of my versatility. It only counts when they're active, so you can't like put it on a character and then take that character out, you know? It's got to be your character that you're actually playing. So like the summoner is the perfect choice. So every character has, or every hero has 20% base versatility. Theoden, thank you so much. 81 months. So like my versatility here on this guy should be at 50%. I get the 20% base and then 15% for each pet, which means I'm getting basically a 50% damage bonus on all of my defenses built. And it's not your defenses per character, it's all of the defenses that you built on that account. And Theoden with the Twitch sub as well. Thanks an absolute ton, Theoden. I do appreciate it. These drop from Foundries and Forges Pure Strategy, but there's a lot of different versatility pets. They're all listed in the patch notes. Yeah, it's just taking way too long to run. You know what I'm going to do next run? I'm going to try just an owl spam build. So we'll go like with an ensnare owl, or well, the same thing I did like on Alch Labs. An ensnare aura, a siren, 3 owls. It'll take a long time to build because that's a lot of defenses, but I think the runtime will be way better. And then we can leave a few blossoms in for the copter ogres. Yeah, they didn't been around since long time. Yeah, for this map, definitely don't need the siren, just the reflect beam, because it's going to be frontal attacks, if any. But this is just way too slow. This was just what I did. I didn't have Wave 25 unlocked on this one, which meant I didn't have Dune Eater bonus difficulty unlocked when they added that in. So I had to sit through this map. All the way from Wave 1. And this was kind of the build I did, just because I didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, we'll look at the runtime on this one versus the next run. It should be considerably different. This one's going to end up being like 20 minutes, isn't it? This long line here. Enemies waiting to die. Poor bastards. Lining up for it even. I appreciate the nice, tidy, organized single file line. Kudos to you all. This is so stupid. You had to do mixed mode and survival again? Harpoons are awesome. Nah. Pure strat does not drop the Arcanist gear. You gotta... Well, I mean, in my opinion, you don't do anything but mixed mode for that. Get all those loot multis in. I haven't tried the Wisp yet, but in theory, it should have made him quite good, so. Alright. Castrate and Fortify. That one's a big bummer. Fort and Range. That one's a big bummer. Where's our accessory? There it is. It at least has power on it. But dead passive on that one too. I think this guy has versatility as well. See, if you look at your versatility stat on my summoner, I'm at 50%. Let me see. Does this have... Yeah, that one's got 15% as well. So there's a lot of choices on what pets to use. All right. 17 minutes on that one. Let's do a little bit more forward-facing build. What's up, Cadillac? How you doing, man? Let's just go something like this. I'm wondering if I even need any reflect beam protection here. I'm going to throw these in for any leaks, and then the copter ogres. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Crap, I didn't upgrade anything. You know what? I bet I am going to need sirens or reflect beams or something there. Because the copter ogres, if they drop, they're going to throw at those blossoms. But let's just see. Gonna run out of mana, huh? Or run out of DU? Yeah, I am. Let's get this lane in first, and then we'll figure out what we want to do in the middle. Yeah, it only leaves me 10 left. Alright, so that's not going to work. So, let's just try this. Yeah, DD2, the PDS in DD2 just makes the entirety of the game trivial. Alright, if we did that, we got no copter ogre protection. Alright, now, there's no way in hell it's going to work, but let's try it anyway. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We know better. The Harpoon was the original map to clear, or the original defense, meta defense you used to clear this map. So there's no doubt the Harpoon will work, but I'm not asking for suggestions. I'm playing the game myself. So, I mean, however you do it is awesome. But I want to try different stuff. Oh, we already lost our entire owl stack over here. So that didn't hold. Alright. So that one's a nope. Pure strat, there is no little bombers, too. Your pets don't do any damage. It's pure strategy. Your hero is inactive. That's what pure strategy is. It's pure strategy. I almost feel like, you know, just doing the old PDS spam build might be the way on this. I don't think I have PDS set up on this guy, do I? No, not fused. Yeah, little bombers are beast. They were beast before and they got buffed. I don't know why they buffed the summoner's pet boost. Because it was so broken OP before, but they did. So do I just leave the outside lanes, maybe? I think the outside lanes are where the problem is going to be. Or what if we spammed even more blossoms? You know what? Let me restart the map because I want to get a real time. All right, let me try this. Yeah, the summoner was completely broken DPS before and got a buff. The pet boost got a buff, so... Is this going to be too much DU? I don't think it will. I mean, that is a stupid quick build. I don't think we're going to be able to make up a crazy amount of build time, though. What's going on, Mari? How you doing? I guess the question is it worth the crazy fast build time? Shit. I over-upgraded, didn't I? I think I over-upgraded. I don't know if I'm going to have enough mana to build everything. We still got a ton of DU left. Let's try that. I don't know if it's worth shaving. Like what? It probably shaved a minute, maybe 2 minutes off of the build time. You'll have to ask the people chatting there, Cadillac. I'll probably miss it. Yeah, I don't care. Have at it, man. I feel like if I took what I got, 14 DU left over, and then I spent all this DU. I wonder if owls on the ledge can reach down there. What is a pirate's favorite letter? I would guess R. Soft's got all the dad jokes. Now I'm very curious about the owls on the rail. You would think it's R, but the C be the first love. Very nice, very nice. We could do without a row of these. That's 18 DU. Can you even build on that rail? I wonder if you can even build on that rail. I'm gonna try. We're gonna wreck the time here, but that's all right. I know that this won't be the optimal build anyway. You can build on the rail. Let's do this and see if it gets wrecked. It might get wrecked. Find a good spot where we can see all this stuff. It's probably going to get wrecked, but let's see. Looks like it's not getting really targeted by anything. That is so weird. It looks like nothing is targeting these owls. Yeah, PDS is beast on this one. Like I said, just trying different things though. We all, we've all been spamming PDS on this maps for what, 4 years now, 3 years now. So we know that works wonderfully. Cannons might go crazy here too. The bowling balls are crazy, crazy strong now with the Rune stuff. It's like the go-to for AFK and boss maps on survival. It's just ridiculously good. Dungeon Defenders awaken their Cadillac. Obelisk and Blossom. Well, you should be pretty happy with the Obelisk changes too then. What's going on there, Highwell? How you doing today? Yeah, bowling balls are great. That amazes me that these did not get targeted at all. I'm going to take this one step further for science here. I mean, I don't even feel like I need the reflect beam. Like, nothing is even looking at these owls. Alright. Let's get rid of that reflect beam. Let's free up a little DU here. What do we need? We need 12, right? There we go. There's 13. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, in a game like this, for me, that's the fun, is just playing with different things. The grind portion of it, where you're just grinding out the loot, I'll be honest, I do that mostly AFK watching Netflix. I decided to, since this update was so large, I decided to start rewatching The Flash. And let me tell you, man, that is just the dumbest goddamn superhero ever. By the end of season 1, dude's secret identity is leaked to like 8 people in one season. It's like, my God. Anyway, let's just look. I want to see if these get targeted at all with no reflector or anything. All right. Well, a dark elf went towards them. And I'm wondering if I just got lucky on the placement too. Like, if they were here on this section of rail, would everything just walk over and slap them? You know? Oh, I haven't, but that definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in watching there, I will. There's definitely, I mean, the series is good for a family-friendly superhero series. It's pretty good, really. But on the same note, there's definitely some flaws in the writing. There's no doubt there. All the thumbnails are the dumbest man alive. That sounds hilarious. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've seen the Arrow as well. It was okay. It was good. I think I like the Flash better than any of those other CW DC series. All right. Come on, be a better one. God dang it, man! It's transcendent again. Sorry, Mike slap. Where is... And another bum accessory. And man, look at the rolls on that bad boy. If only it didn't have shit passives. That would be crazy good. All right. Still 17 minutes, even with all the derping around. So, I mean, I was expecting that to be 20 plus minutes. Now let's take it next level with the absurdity. I wonder... That doesn't really reach over there very good. And it barely... With the buff beam, it will reach the stair. Let's try this. Not going to give it any protection. Just going to go full stupid mode. Let me see. I'll give the core some protection. What are the most used? As far as builders, everybody's using the plasma defense system right now. This one, I don't feel like we... Do we need to do anything there? As far as the active hero, a lot of people use like the barbarian or mercenary because they're both just brain dead stupid. All right, and then if we came over here, trying to just put them out of the way a little on this side. All right, I will give last resort. So let's just do this. All right. We're gonna have a bunch of DU left over again. Let's go 3 here. All right. There's no way this holds, right? Well, let's find out. Over here, it's too many enemies for the one blossom. All right, so that didn't work. Let's just restart it. We got to do something more on that outside lane. What do we want to do, though? Let's just give it 1 owl. Do the same thing on the other side. Something like that. We'll give it 1 L. All right. Now we'll see how much we got left. Now, trying just the spammiest minimalist build we can do. All right, so 42 DU left. That's 21 DU per rail. What would that be? 18, 19, 20, 21. No. We could go a stack of 3 and a stack of 2 on each rail, I think. Is that right? 3, 6, 9... 12, 15. Yeah, that works. All right, will it hold? Nothing died yet. Let's look at the other side. I'm trying to get the tower pole arm, and then also fuse accessory. This particular map drops a pole arm that has power rate as the potential rolls on it. Oh, copter ogre. That's not good. So I didn't turn... Oh yeah, that buff... Look at the placement on that. I'm just shooting over into the goo over here. I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, this one, the polearm drop on this one has power and rate roll potential. Well, I mean, there's lots of games to kill goblins there, Cadillac. Goblins have been a nuisance since the dawn of time. This one would be a polearm for my warden. I feel like Foundries and Forges is the place to farm a polearm for the monk. Alright, let's place that one a little better, because that was bad. Let's go like that. I'm gonna slap the mana we got left in and let it fly again. I can't believe all these owls wide open have just not gotten wrecked. Little goblin, speaking of goblins, little goblin menace making it up the stair there. You know what? Let's upgrade this. And maybe that will eat up those goblins that come up. I could have gave the root a buff beam too. Get a little more damage out of it. With the rune. Still just takes forever to run. I need to do some mix mode runs on this. And the keep. And like I said, I'm just not really looking forward to grinding either of those two. All right. Just spam it up here. Good enough. That's another big difference too. Like the Foundries and Forges polearm has, or it can roll with power, fort, and range. It's the only 3-stat polearm that can roll. Plus you can get that map down to like 6 to 8 minutes runtime. So realistically, it's probably better just to farm that map. But this map, you do get the accessory too. That, and you got to do this map on mixed mode anyway. So is it a map you're really going to want to farm on pure strat, considering you also have to do it on mixed mode for the Arcanist pieces? Maybe not. I need to get my PDS EV squared away. Yeah, see, the thing is, though, Highwell, is that means you're doing it right. The deal with that map is the ogres are on a timer. So if you're killing everything off before the ogres get there, that means that you've got a really good runtime on the map. Like, some of the maps just are straight up buggy, and it takes forever for the enemies to come out. But on that particular map, that's not necessarily the case. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh man, it rolled Transcendent again. I just cannot get a break on that. That's the pole arm I want. But what a trashy roll, huh? And then this is the other tower one on this map. And then... Man, just a bummer on the accessory again. It stinks. Alright, let's get out of here and do something. Oh, 12 minutes. That's not terrible. I mean, it's not good. But it's definitely not terrible. God, that one's just such a bummer. I'm going to keep it anyway just because the stat rolls are so high on it. Alright, now let me look at something. PDS is minor set. Let me look at my other... Oh, I yoinked his gear for some reason. Wondering if I can convert this guy to PDS and still have... What do I have for accessories now? Fused accessories. I don't want to kill his stats too much. I mean, in all reality, I want one with 3, 4, and 5 on the EV, I think. Yeah, now you just gotta farm one with a better roll. So 3, 4, and 5, you could just do 1 for free. Or you could do, what, the reflect beam. So you could go with an Arcanist helm, Arcanist chest, and boots. And then use whatever for gloves. Let me see what I got laying around on these other EVs. Let me strip them. Oh, wow, that's a really low roll on that one. I haven't used that character in a while, I guess. Let's see. What about our heat cannon guy? His stuff is not terrible. I got percent damage too going there, which I would want to add in. This might be my guy. Let me look at his gear. God, what a shitty chest. The chest is slot 3. So what I don't have is boots. All right, let's see. Can we do anything with this? If we went with that... These chest pieces are all trash, huh? God, that would be such a stat drop. Just throw it together anyway. Oops. Wrong button. I was wondering why it wasn't going up quicker. There we go. Alright, so there's... What? There's one... And heat cannon. And then we would want what? Minor... We'd want minor gloves. And minor boots. I mean, I'll just take those for now. Obviously, we're going to want % damage. And then... Let's throw all this stuff in here. Now what do we want? We want a brooch. Or an accessory. Got to be fused. I mean, that one's a possible. Let me see. All right. And now we got 1, 3, 4, and 5. But how much did we suffer? Let me get that better pet too. Or no, that pet's fine. Actually, we didn't lose that much. I lost all the % damage that I would normally have on a PDS. But that's not bad. So that's 1, 3, 4, and 5. God, do I not have a better pair of minor boots? Well, I mean, that pair right there is way better. Let's see if we got anything with power rate. Or there we go. We have any % damage? I probably do on another character. Alright, let's see. I think those are the ones we use. But let's see, compare them to these. Actually, these are slightly better, huh? That got us over 20K, 12K rate, 4,500 fort. Now, are we at the point where we can... That's really low on the fort. But can we get our armor boot max with that? I don't remember the number. Yeah. Can still get our armor maxed even with that low fort. And that's still... There's 1, 3, 4, and 5. For Lichen King, if you've got a spinning steel set on the Squire, it makes Lichen King completely trivial. I did not get one. I went to 1,000 runs, never got it, and said, fuck this. I got better things to do with my life. So yeah, I never got a Golden Krampus. I'll end up just buying one from somebody. I mean, I did 1,000 runs, and my dumbass was psychotic enough to actually record how many runs I did. Now, that included an alt. So, I did 500 runs, including the alt, and never got it. You have a fast PDS temple build? Yeah, man. You got it built up now? I'll join on you and check it out. Or you can send me an invite. Oh, there you are. You're online now. Let's see what Aramir's got going on here. We got double music stacking. We got the tavern music and the map music playing at the same time. That's kind of weird. Watch, it'll end up crashing me. I know quite a few people that have gotten multiples, so one of those guys will sell me one. It's in the middle of a wave. Check out Aramir's snazzy temple build here. You crashed twice today with multiplayer? I believe it. I wasn't paying attention to my system resources last night. And I had two accounts going. I was using Sandboxy. And I was spamming out Alch Labs runs with an alt. And I was watching Netflix, but I made the mistake of I wasn't watching Netflix through a browser. I was using their actual Windows app. And it overheated my computer to a point where my computer shut itself off. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention to the system resources. I didn't realize it was getting that hot. But yeah, 2 DDAs running with the Netflix app running, not the browser, but the actual app. And it smoked my computer. Shut it down. It sucked too because I wasn't in the room. Oh, your PC was not a fan of setting Steam Online? Did it crash you, Aramir? I might have to... Oh, okay, Aramir crashed. So let me do a hard reset here. Sorry, y'all, black screen. Sorry, Aramir. Didn't mean to brick your run there. Go OBS, or there it is. All right. Give Aramir a minute to... There, he's back on. See if we can get this multiplayer working here. Oh, anyway, yeah, I wasn't in the room. I had walked away for a moment. And, came back and my computer was completely shut off. And I looked at the warnings and, I had, it shut down due to heat. Looks like Aramir got the juice. Let's see what he's got going here. We got nothing else built yet, right? Nope. We got Electric Aura and Snare Aura here. We got Electric and Snare and Reflect Beams here. Electric and Snare and Reflect Beams here. And then going with the PDS over here. No boss to deal with. So we got 6 PDS there. And then 6 more. Nothing like the good old spam build. Or 6 and then 3. So 9 PDS total. And then 1 siren to protect it all. And we get the full laser light show experience. I'll be a good carry and run around and collect mana and upgrade. Take notes, y'all. When you're getting carried, going AFK on the core is not what you do. Run around and collect up mana and upgrade something, for God's sakes. Hey, it gets all the way up into the spawn here. Well, I mean, you got line of sight. Clear line of sight right to him. Ah, the PDS. Stand still on your jester. And dump mana on the EV or whatever that was laser beaming. Been there, man. Been there. Note how I hit G and didn't make the person who built wait 47 million years to start the next wave. Sorry, y'all. Just let me get it out. Let me get it out. Actually, we got Force G in DDA, so it's not even an issue. Yeah, this is definitely doing entirely too well. Feels wrong. So that was what? 2, 4, 6, that's 9 PDS. And then a stack on each lane. You could even free up by going with one owl on that buff beam instead of going the electric aura, and that would free up 4 DU. And then you've got 2 left over anyway. So that would give you 6 DU for something else. Most people use auto hotkey macro, Cadillac. I just use my mouse or keyboard. I have a programmable mouse and keyboard that I can create macros in. So I personally just use that for any time I need to auto G. I actually have 3 sets of macros. I've got DDA solo play, DDA group play, and then DD2 are my 3 auto G macros. This is pure strat there, Billy. Uh-oh. That's a Copter Ogre, so he can't actually hit the core. So he'll get smoked here. That's the thing, is the only thing making it to the core is the Copters. And the Copter Ogres, of course, can't hit the core. The benefit you got here, too, is since you're basically spamming, what, 80% of the map's defenses right here, it makes for a super quick build time. So you just dunk, 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 you know? Billy Joe with the sub. Thank you so much. I mean, it's just ruining this lane. You thought about moving the PDS down there on both sides? It looks like it still have line of sight on most things. Oh, no problem, man. I appreciate you watching. And there we go. I just want to look at that accessory. Oh, got another bum one. I can't get a break on these accessory rolls. 9 minutes. Not too shabby. Well, appreciate it, Aramir. I am going to pop out of here and get on over to another map. Yeah, 9 minutes, including looking at the loot. That's definitely pretty solid. That's not a bad relic. God, man, the passive rolls on these have been just terrible for me. Appreciate it. There, Aramir. I am going to take a quick moment, y'all, and go grab a drink and take a leak and all that good stuff. And then we'll figure out what I want to farm up next. So give me just one moment here. And I'll be back just in a sec. Check the score when Aramir gets some shinies. See that? I mean, even with the low passive rolls, that's just way better than the ones I've been getting. Aramir got a power rate Ankh feather on that one. I've got one. What pole arm did I have? Was this my guy? Yeah, I've got this one, which I feel like that's pretty much a god roll as far as a godly. Now, obviously, that's that comically large pole arm. This one comes from Foundries and Forges. The ultimate DPS pet, Golden Genie Lamp. Does it actually do good damage? Most of those pets that they added in are kind of memey. Besides, obviously, like the builder pets. But yeah, I found that one, which that percent damage roll just makes that pole arm altogether right there. But I haven't put one on my monk yet, but I also DPS on my monk still, so I'm not sure I'm going to. Oh, you can hit 2 billion on it? Nice. Where does that one drop there, Tim? Anyway, give me a minute, y'all. I'm going to go grab, like I said, I'm going to grab a drink and take a leak real quick. So give me just a sec here. I'll be right back. Right, I am back. Lost Metropolis Survival. Is there something buggy with it, Tim? Like, if I go and farm one, is it just going to get hot fixed the next day? The story of my life. What do I want? We still need better weapons. I actually want percent damage weapons now. This is going to be a whole lot of Alch Labs farming. It's a different game. It's very similar to Dungeon Defenders 1. Well, what is making it do so much damage? It's a buff pet, but does physical damage as well? Yeah, I never farmed that one. I'm pretty sure I got the unlock for it. What do you say, Lost Metropolis? Oh, no, I don't. I wonder why I don't have the unlock. Oh, because there was no golden pet, is why. I'm not going to get that one now. All right. God, I don't want to do any more Alch Labs today. Can go after a better sword. I still don't have swords. I got... wrong character. Where are you? I got that sword so far as the best builder sword I found. Which obviously that one... far from ideal. I used it just because the power roll on it was really high. Like the main stat roll. Can do that. I could try a PDS spam build. I haven't done any PDS spam builds. Am I getting to the I'm sure I am with a buff beam. Oh no, I'm still not getting down to 0.25. Let's go after one of those swords. They are going to be on Magus Quarters. And how do I want to do this one? Do I just want to spam PDS? Or do we want some just-in-case Aura stacks? I wish you could go into Overlord mode during the build phase. Because you can't even move your minions, can you? Nah. It'd be nice if you could move your minions around. Let's see. I've been doing this one with owls. See what we can fit in here, though. $8 DU. It's a pricey mofo. Yep, that's one shy. I guess I could do this. Yeah, I'll have to AFK that one out, or I'll grab a wave start from somebody that has it. But yeah, I haven't farmed that one at all. Alright, now what kind of value are we getting on this one? See, it's 6.1 million tooltip on the EV. 7 million. So we're getting almost a million DPS from these pets. Tooltip DPS, anyway. Do we need to subsidize with some owls here? Maybe not. Oh shit, I gotta make sure I got runes on. I'm sure I probably do. Owls or blossoms. I personally would say Vextail. Owls probably would be the way to go. We'll time this one versus an owl run, and check the difference. Check the differences. I hate those sirens getting up there and parking like that, but they're not doing anything, so I guess it doesn't really matter. They're just throwing at a reflect. shit. Stuck mob. That's going to ruin the time on it, but can't really judge the time on this one. We got a Jinn stuck in the ceiling here. Yeah, there's a video out on it. There is indeed. There's patch notes down in the description too. They're MRHP that you can check out. Sadly, we got a stuck mob on this one, so we're gonna have to rerun it and hope we don't get a bricked, completely bricked runtime here. Because it's gonna take that guy a couple of minutes to time out. Boo, stuck Jinn. It's not the first time I've seen that stuck Jinn there. That is a regular occurrence on this map, sadly. And since it's pure strat, you can't build anything during the combat wave, so we can't even like sell a PDS and move something down there that can hit it. I think the move here is always have DSTs, since it's a known issue. If you put one DST pointed that way, it would just ruin that guy's day, because the DST can shoot through the walls. Oh, come on, dude. Timeout, for God's sakes. It always feels like so long. Oof. Maybe if you stare at him, he'll die faster. There we go. So owls are what? They're slot 4, so that would be minor gear, Vex. But yeah, owls would be a really good addition for you. You are under the impression Dungeon Defenders games are making money? That is not exactly the case there, Baba. They're barely staying afloat as a company. They're not like taking the money and running off and spending it on cocaine and hookers out on yachts. It's a super small company in a genre that no one plays. Do they run? Is the company run well? No, don't even. I'm not even suggesting that for the slightest. But it's a super small genre. They've got next to no budget and barely stay afloat. They're doing everything they can as far as the developers go. Like I said, the company could run better. Oh yeah, but having any big expectations for them going through and fixing all of the problems that they inherited when they bought the game are not realistic at all. It is sad, but that's what happens when it's a game that you like that no one else in the world does. So no one plays it, so it doesn't have a budget. 8.44, 8-minute 44-second temples. That's pretty good. There, Aramir. This run, the time is completely bricked by that stuck gen. Yeah, I was talking about Chromatic. Chromatic always gets lots of hate about how they spend their money in the wrong places and don't care about the player and don't care about the game, and it's just not true. I mean, the company is not run well. There's no doubt about that. But you got to realize the games do not make a lot of money. They like barely stay afloat. And it's not a popular genre. Tower defense, oh my god, is it the same gen? It is. Holy crap. Tower defense games, it's got to be a mobile game to be a successful, highly profitable company. Bloons TD6, they've ruled the roost. It's a super fun game. But one of the things that make them so successful is, first off, it doesn't require a lot as far as development costs for them to run the game. And that allows them to have, super active live service where there's always something going on. But plus, since they can put it on mobile platforms, they've also got a huge market and a massive amount of players. But I mean, just if you looked, I don't know what the number is, but if you looked on Steam charts right now, Bloons TD6 probably has like 8,000 active players right now as we speak, just on Steam. You know, it's tough for someone to come in and make a tower defense type game and compete with something like that. $536 Labs, that's screaming. But it's, it sucks. I mean, I'm a huge fan of tower defense, but let's be honest, it's like one of the smallest genres of video games out there. It's past that point, Baba. It's keeping the game alive and keeping the doors open. You got to realize they're not at a point where they can say, okay, I will just get these millions of dollars and spend them to do all these things to try to attract more players. That bridge burned 10 years ago. There's no money. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do this, and that, because this and this cost $5 million to do, and then that cost another $13 million to do. That's why Dungeon Defenders 1 does so well. Because it's the community, the community development team. What up, Chico? I mean, they've got Thales, that's a Chromatic employee that kind of oversees it all. But Dungeon Defenders 1 is all of these updates they get all the time are from the community, a large portion of the work anyway, are from the community development team. Obviously, Thales works like an animal. Not saying anything negative about Thales at all, but they've got that CDT. The CDT is, it's overseen by Chromatic, but it's not dependent on Chromatic, and they're able to do wonderful things. All right. Now, the bad part about this build, obviously the gen getting stuck sucked ass. But we are looking for this sword. And it's a bummer. Double rate. That's the one on this map. It's got the fused sword as well. But you look at the stat rolls. That one's a quality 3251 with 354 upgrades, and the stat rolls were both in the 900s. Where we look at this one, it's a 3820 quality, and the stat rolls are 500 and 600 on the builder stats. So, I mean, this is the one you want, in my opinion. Plus, it can roll with fort power and rate, so you can get 3 builder stats on it. But the RNG on getting one of those is going to be rough. They do, and they all create new accounts and do it all over again. And then they ban those, and then they all create new accounts and do it all over again. You got to give them a little credit there, Bama. Don't just listen to all the bullshit hatred you hear. Like I said, they are not a well-run company, but the people that are actually working on the things to do all this stuff, they're all badass. They're absolute beasts, and they're busting their ass. That is actually really good for a hybrid hero with that 5 mana regen. I didn't even notice that. Plague defense. I'm just going to scrap that. Yeah, Neo's accounts got banned like 6 times. Like I said, you're just barking up the wrong tree. If you don't like, here's what I would suggest, and I'll give you an example. I personally think Bungie are a bunch of fucking criminals. I think they screwed over their player base. I hate them as a company. So I stopped playing Destiny 2 and I moved on. And I played Destiny 2 quite a bit. But I am absolutely disgusted with Bungie, and I want nothing to do with them. So, I stopped playing Destiny 2 and I moved along. If you were to that point where you can only focus on the negativity and are no longer having fun, do yourself a favor and quit playing the games. Because if you feel like they are just a bunch of shit-stain criminals like I feel like Bungie is, then the best thing you can do is get that game out of your life. And it's causing the most impact to the company themselves because you're taking away their dollars. Me hanging out and going into live stream chats and complaining nonstop about Bungie does zero. So I moved along, and I would suggest you do the same thing. I mean, something I've been saying ever since Chromatic took over Dungeon Defenders 2 is have zero expectations for the game, and then anything that we get is going to be a bonus. And if you look at Dungeon Defenders 2 in that light, you can have a whole lot of fun playing it. But yeah, anyway, there's lots of things wrong with Chromatic. There's lots of things wrong with Dungeon Defenders 2. But are you going to keep playing it? Or are you not going to keep playing it? And you should make that choice and go with it. Would be my personal suggestion to everyone out there. Anyway, I'm not going to farm Magus anymore with all those stuck gen without DSTs. Used to play Ark Survival Evolved. I know a lot of people that play that. Yeah. Aramir's got another build he wants to show here, it looks like. You know, when it comes to players like Neo, who obviously screwed over the game and the community, you can also blame all those people that kept going and watching him live stream doing it because they encouraged him to do it. And these are like a lot of people who absolutely love the game. What would be quick off the top wish list changes for DDA? A higher difficulty, probably. I mean, just adding in all the pets and all that stuff, it gives us something to farm. Oh. We got, what is this? Metropolis Wave Start. Nice. Well, shit, I don't even know what's going to hold. I usually do wisps on this map, but I don't have wisps set up. But, I mean, we can wing it. We can try winging it. I'll park on that with a striking. Let's see. Well, I think that would give the most things to do. Personally, I think it would. Uh-oh. What happened? I think Aramir crashed. Well, see, that would... They're going to have a struggle with remaking existing game modes, I think, Chiku. That's why I think they need to add a new one. If they add a new one, there's no expectations. There's nothing anyone can complain about. Oh, I needed a Wave 96 survival start. If you've got that unlocked. You got 86? Close enough. How similar is DD1 and DDA in terms of gameplay? Not super similar. Like, the core basics of the game are similar with it being a loot-based game, but they're definitely not very similar. I mean, there's nothing that compares to DD1. Wonder if we want to put one here too, just in case. Let's just do it. Can I get a route down there too, Aramir? Maybe. There we go. Yeah, I'm striking those bad boys. Oh, you were checking the range? Do I want a route here too? Why not? Let's throw a route here too. Yeah, DDA's got the hero deck design. I know there's mixed emotions on that from the DD1 community. It's like a lot of people don't want a hero deck type thing. All right, how do we want to do this? I feel like we should gas it just in case. I like the hero deck personally too. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's just stupid mode it. Let's see if this will hold. We can give it some beams too, since we got plenty of DU left. How do we want to do it? I guess let's do it here. We'll go with one there. See if we're gonna have enough DU for all this. I got 13 left. Yeah, it looks like we actually will have enough. The thing that DD1, I think, has, what hurts DD1 is the new player experience. But on that same note, I don't feel like DD1 really has that many new players. It's a lot of existing players. I mean, I don't know. They might have new people playing DD1 all the time, but I'm not sure on that one. But I feel like DD1's experience, or the experience you get in DD1 past the new player's experience, is just so complete. There's so much, there's so much to do. There's so many different things that could appeal to different players, Like, are you somebody who wants to DPS it out and be an active character and running around? You got, like, the true boss rush modes. Maps like Poly or whatever. Alright, let me switch some pets here. Let's go with... So I'm going to need to switch accessories too, huh? Ooh, I don't have my accessories on me. Let's go with striking and speedy. And I'll go over here. All right. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, and then the downside will be it's probably going to take the waves forever to run, huh? The gap from new player to engaged in endgame is very large. That's for certain. I mean, I still, as far as building goes, I'm pretty decked out. Or not, I mean, I'm not like, I ain't gonna try to compare my numbers to SCAV or whatever. You know, but I've got pretty good builders overall. Where I suffer from is I don't have any really crazy good dialed in DPS heroes. Like, I've got an EV that can beam and blast bosses. But of course, that's so limited as to what you can do. I've got a semi-decent monk. What's going on there, Manuel? I don't know. I think overall DD1 is a pretty robust experience. But just with what the CDT does for, like, keeping things active, it feels like there's almost always something going on in DD1. And that's a good thing to have in a game, you know? The tavern is huge. I don't think, I think that might be above the current capabilities. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see a customizable tavern like DD1 has. But I'm not sure if that's something that they could get going in DDA, to be honest. Well, the town won't happen because the game doesn't have servers. So, I mean, that's just not even a possibility at all. Having, like, a public tavern that people could join is probably a possibility. But having the town, there's no servers. So that's just not an option. Yeah, Chiku was referring to decorating it. I remember the first time I went into Washboard's tavern. He had put a ton of time into decorating his tavern, and it was like, oh my god. This thing looks badass, you know? Yeah, that's what most people do, Cadillac. One poison and one earth. That just covers so many of the petrify needs in DD2, you know? Can you see what people are wearing? Well, DDA has a transmog system. Yeah, you can see it. All right. Well, there we go. I got a wave 86 wave start anyway. Appreciate it, man. No, you can't inspect people and see their stats. You can see, like, visually on their character what they're wearing. Aramir's got a faster temple build he wants to show here. All right. Let's see what he's got. So that looks like an ensnare and an electric aura. so same thing on the outer course. Ensnare electric, 2 reflects, and a buff beam. And then same thing over here. Ensnare electric, 2 reflects, and a buff beam. And what do we got? 6, 7 here. And going 1 up top on each of the corners. To get down into that lower lane. Oh, it reaches up there too. Uh-oh. Non-fused mob leak through, probably. Or non-rifted mob. I got mixed emotions on it. I mean, it's something that you don't... I don't think that they met the intention that they were shooting for. I think what they were shooting for was to give some value to non-fusion sets and mix it up a little bit and have people build fused and non-fused defenses. But you don't have to. As... You know, if you, like, you're going to get to a point where you power past it and it just doesn't matter. And before you get to that point, all you got to do is throw down a gas trap and it just CCs those enemies. I don't know. Like I said, I got kind of mixed emotions on it. Well, elemental immunities in DDA are not like DD1, Chiku. Elemental immunities in DD1 or in DDA are almost an ignore factor. Because there's no 100% immunity. There was at one time. But they changed it and made it so that it's like 10% or 90% or something damage reduction. It's not complete immunity. So, I mean, with that aspect in mind, the elemental immunities in DDA are kind of an ignore factor altogether, too. So what they did is they added basically every enemy that comes out has a chance to spawn rifted. Like there's a non-rifted enemy. There's another one right there. There's another one. There's another one. And those enemies have a 50% damage reduction to fusion damage. Which, like I said, is kind of an ignore factor. Because even you will power past it. But even before you power past it, you just throw down a gas trap and then ignore it. You know, you don't have to go in and build fused and non-fused defenses. So yeah, like I said, I just don't think it got the desired response that they were looking for. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that it didn't. I don't know, with the way the runes and set bonuses and everything else work, where they have to be in your deck to get the function of them, I personally wouldn't want to build outside of those 6 heroes, you know? DDA is definitely... It's a game that it's just not going to offer the same amount of gameplay that like DD1 or DD2 would. You know, DD1 and DD2 both offer more as far as overall gameplay experience. You know, like how many hours you can get out of it. I mean, I've got an absurd amount of hours in DDA, but that's from really grinding the min-maxing, you know? Thanks for subscribing there, David. I do appreciate it. I don't want to have to mix non-fused and fused defenses in as well. They have to be close to the corner or sirens target them. I mean, they putting in work. 8.9 billion damage dealt. Versus 5.7. 5. 5.7. 4.6. I mean, these guys are putting in work, there's no doubt. I'll just G it up. 8 minutes. That's pretty good, man. That's definitely screaming. Sort of. Like, it's a pretty normal playthrough to go through and get to massacre mode. And then when you hit massacre mode and you switch over to rifted, that's where the grind really starts. You can do either or, David. No real wrong answer. I can go bully whatever now. All right, man. Appreciate it. Doing one will give you a large power gain. But on the same note, the farther you climb in Onslaught before you do your first AP reset is going to give you more and more and more. What did we get there? That one's a nope. You don't. And that's another one of the problems. That's like just a core design flaw. Is once you start Rifted, there's no reason to leave Rifted. But like I said, that's also where the grind begins. Well, I mean, I could do a temple run, but remember, I got seriously jacked stats. But, I mean, I can show you what I usually do. This the deck, yeah. $23 start. But yeah, anyway, this is how I normally would run the temple. So I go ensnare electric. And come over here. Ensnare electric. Put down a siren there. A root. One owl. And then buff both electric auras and that owl with a buff beam. We'll go 3 upgrades there and 2 upgrades on the owl. And we do the same thing over here. This one, copter ogres are going to push in on you. So I normally will give the root a few upgrades as well. And I'll usually throw it on the buff beam. So instead of just going with the owl, like I'll still put the owl here, but then I'll buff the root as well and give it a couple of upgrades. And that gives it more range, so it slows the copters. And then over here, ensnare and electric. Actually, let's get our siren down first, and we can move it as close to the core as we can get it. And then put our root in behind it. And then currently on this map, blossoms kill the boss, and you can ignore the boss mechanic, which is not a good thing, but it's in the game, and everyone who does this map is aware of it. And it's publicly known, so I don't really mind telling people about it. I'm going to get a buff beam down here, and then start throwing buff beams on the roots. So what we want to do, basically, is we want to build the map to kill the boss with blossoms. So I'm going to put another set of blossoms here, and we're going to point those straight out to where the boss would be. And then we're going to put even more over here, pointed at the boss. Do we want to go 3? Or I think I only go 2 over there normally. And then we'll get some owls here. You just want to make sure they're inside of your siren bubble rune range. And like I said, this is a high stat build, so this is not going to work for everyone. Throw the owls down, and then we got 10 DU, can kind of do whatever we want with. I think I'll throw some gas traps down just for safety. So let's throw a gas trap down there. Just get gas traps in all over the place. We'll put one in there. And then I forgot the upgrades as well. So the place you need upgrades is that electric aura. I'm going to give a couple of upgrades. We've already got upgrades on that buff beam and root and owl over there. We've already got, did I upgrade that? Yeah, we already upgraded this. So we're going to want to throw a couple of upgrades here as well. And then we're just basically prepping for the boss. So, like, you can throw upgrades on this stuff and on, like, your auras and whatnot. But basically, the more you slam into the boss burning upgrades, the more you're going to get out of it. Oh, you're at 16K. You can do this map. Or this build. Oops. And then for the first two waves, I'll normally go with gemstones, park on top of the auras here, and just AFK it out. And I'll flash buff, like right over where those blossoms are. But yeah, with 16K stats, you could definitely do this build. And then this map is going to drop, what, the Arcanist gloves and boots? Is that right? I think it's gloves and boots. Or I should say gloves or boots. It's not going to drop them both. Running super, super slow, huh? This will be a 20-minute map, I bet. If you have two players, you can have the second player park on those blossoms that are pointed at the boss. And you see like that copter ogre up in the top, the northwest area. Oh, he's making it in. That normally doesn't happen. Yep, he wrecked stuff. Alright, so this build may not work anymore. I can't do anything about it since I can't swap characters. See if it just holds. He's a copter ogre, so he can't decide what he wants to do. Copter ogres be a little bit... They rode the short bus, even though they're huge. We might still make it through. I don't know. Everything is wrecked over here. I don't think it's even worth trying. Alright, let's just restart. Let's do a better build. I'm going to do basically the same thing. But I'm going to add two wisps out here. Two blossoms out here, and I'm going to lose the electric auras. So instead, and get a spider in. So instead, we'll go something like this. Let's get a spider down. Actually, the spider doesn't need to be buffed. Let's put the spider over there. And then we'll go blossom that way. Actually, we don't even need a blossom both ways. Just blossoms pointed to the outside lane. I guess we can buff the spider then, but I'm not going to bother. And we'll drop that owl down. Actually, we can go 2 owls now. We're going to have the extra DU. So let's go 2 owls. And we'll buff those guys. 3 upgrades on the buff beam. Let's go 2 on the owls and the blossoms. Oops. Screwed up. Hopefully that doesn't brick my DU too bad. Alright, and then we'll do the same thing over here. I'm not sure what set that off. I would assume maybe a non-fused enemy made it in. I'm not sure. Let me go and throw upgrades on that now. And then, same thing, just 1 blossom outside here. And then we'll go with 2 owls. I didn't buff put a buff beam on the root. I'm going to give the root 1 more upgrade. All right, and then we do everything else about the same way. Assuming it works. Like I said, I haven't played this one since they added in the non-fused enemies. So, hopefully it works, but we'll find out. Move this guy up. Let's get our blossoms in. Oop, I never put a root down. All these pointed out at the boss, of course. Get a few bonus ones in. I never buff beamed those auras, so let's buff beam the auras. Oh, you know what? I think I normally would throw electric or explosive trap there too. And then let's get all our buff beams in. $19 left. Got a little extra something left over here. I never threw spiders down over here. Let's get a spider over here. Actually, you know what? We can throw 2 spiders over here with the extra DU, since that copter was the problem. And let me just spam this mana out. Yeah, I'm playing with off-use towers, Colton. And then we'll assume the position with our striking gemstone. And let's see what happens this time. The blossoms just nuke those outside copter ogres. Are we gonna make it? I think so. Kind of nice. You can see the non-rifted enemies on the map too. The gray enemies are the non-rifted ones. Gives you a little better idea of exactly what's dying where and when. God, it is a slow burn, though. Just now hit the halfway mark. Thank God we only got to do 3 waves, huh? I'm not even sure this one may end up being like in the 25 to 30 minute range. It's definitely running real slow. wave 25, I'll play on my monk. And that one should run a little quicker. Because I'll blast some stuff down as we're going to. But yeah, this is a terribly slow burn here on this. I got mixed emotions on yanking those electric auras. Part of me feels like I could have kept those electric auras on the outside lanes in. Yeah, man, this is running crazy slow now. Definitely not the build. I mean, this was the build I was farming the map with quite a bit when the Arcanist gloves first dropped. But I don't remember it running this slow. This is serious creeper mode here. I think part of the problem is we got nothing killing those stairs. All right, let's grab all the goodies. And I normally will prioritize that lane for getting a few ups in and then dumping everything else on whatever's going to kill the boss. What's going on there, Sleo? How you doing, man? So let's head over here. We'll upgrade our route the rest of the way. And then just spam a couple of upgrades in there. And then let's dump everything else here. And go back. Assume the position again. And let it fly again. Hopefully this one, it's still going to be a slow burn, but we'll have to look at the total runtime. This is definitely not the fastest map to run, for sure. But this feels grueling slow here. You've been on the urge to play old PopCap games for some reason? I have been too. I've been heavily tempted to pick up that Plants vs. Zombies remaster. I've been super tempted looking at that one. You're playing Peggle and Bookworm? Nice. I actually have debated on busting out the retro games. I've been kind of having an urge to play Galaga for some reason. God, it's been a long time since I played Galaga. Bookworm, you had to find an archive on the internet. That's fair. This wave actually feels like it's run a little bit quicker. There's no reason for it. The upgrades I placed in wouldn't be enough to make the map run faster. But it definitely feels like it's clearing through this wave quicker than the last wave. And nothing's getting uncomfortably close anywhere. And pretty smooth overall. Watching grass grow seems like it would be faster. This is probably the slowest map that you have to farm out of all of the maps. What's going on there, Cool Gamer? How you doing, man? Well, hopefully I get myself a nice super shiny pair of Arcanist boots and I don't have to grind this map too much. Same thing with the keep. Working on portals. I'm surprised this map doesn't have them. Thanks, Sir Aramir. Appreciate it. All right. Just about there. Had a supreme drop up here. It was a book. Of course it was. Alright, so now I'm going to switch over to the monk for the boss wave. Yoink up all of the mana here. Couple of ups there. That'll be fine. Not going to worry about that one. No, mainly been farming the tower weapons today. Just decided to run this because someone in chat was asking what build I usually use on this map. Let's dump all of this into these boss killers. Good enough. And normally what I do during the wave running is just spray down this top lane here. Throw a couple tower boosts around. don't have the energy to play anything Dungeon Defenders related. That's fair. I mean, nothing wrong with taking a break. That's the thing. Dungeon Defenders are grind games, you know? Don't grind yourself out. Take breaks and play other stuff. Always for the best. The grind will still be there waiting for you when you're ready to come back. Nice. Well, that's awesome, Sleo. As long as you got something to play, you know? I was good. We just kind of chilled here. Chillaxed and ate a bunch. Me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. Yeah, it was good just to kick back. It was colder than shit. It's warming up a little bit now. I mean, not warm, but like getting above freezing, where it's raining instead of snowing. But I'd almost rather have the snow and have it be a little bit colder, but... Went to see your family on Christmas? That's good. Now, on the boss wave, since we don't have the striking gemstone going on those R's, we will have to pay attention for any potential ogres that push up. But what I generally do is wait for the countdown to get to like 2 seconds, and then I'll tower boost all these blossoms, and then as soon as the boss goes under, just turn around and kind of spray down any of the ogres that are around. Well, I mean, it is a boss map there, Sleo, to be fair. You know. So, like, when the timer hits 2 seconds, I'll throw down my tower boost, which should last a while. And I actually don't usually pop my hero boost on the boss. I'll save it just in case there are any ogres that push up. That way I can burn them down really quick. So let's boost that off, and then we'll move off to the side. And then spray him down. And then as soon as he goes under, just kind of look around and see what's going on. I can boost him again. And there we go. The boss currently is the easiest part of running the map. Got a little paralyzing smite there. Of course, we got trash sandals. And I'll take them because I just don't have any other ones. No love there. Meh. No good. No good. Nothing really. Of course, the big prize on this one is the Arcanist. The Arcanist stuff, but it was just not a incredibly wonderful roll there on that one. Big bummas. Big bummas. Let's see how dreaded the time was. 28 minutes. All right, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought that was going to be like 30, 35. I definitely feel like need to dial it in, though. That's just way too long to be running. What time are we up to? It is almost 5. It is about 10 minutes till dinner time, y'all. So I am actually going to call it a day there. But thank you all an absolute ton for hanging out. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. Happy New Year, if I haven't told you Happy New Year yet. But yeah, thanks a ton for hanging out, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, y'all.